The remote planet was rich in lithium and uranium. That is why the Yellow Sun Corporation established mining facilities all over the planet. And it is also the reason why pirates continue to raid it. Jin was a member of the Yellow Watch, a group of highly skilled mercenaries trained to persuade pirates that attacking any of the colonies on the planet was a fool's errand. Jin hovered along the outskirts of the lithium refinement and logistics facility. The T-260 hoverbike was her favorite. The classic design and smooth ride was ideal for the cold climates on the planet. The building sat close to the equator of the planet, and yet it was barely above freezing on most days. It wasn't the cold that she hated, but it was the fact that everything was white. Every day, seeing the same color and having the same temperature was killing her vibe. This day was like any other. Drive the perimeter and sweep for intruders, ordnance, and road technology. As she drove her normal route, the detection equipment flashed for a second and then faded. During the flash, she recorded over 100 targets. Jen stopped her bike and retraced her path. Nothing was showing on the detection equipment, but that didn't mean anything was out there. She stopped the bike and stood on a metal platform overlooking the valley. Still nothing. The fog, wind, and falling restricted visibility to roughly 800 meters or so. The same elements also restricted sound from being heard. She was deaf and blind for the moment. Jen reached into her jacket and pulled out her Res 45 binoculars. In the age of advanced sensors, many people don't trouble themselves with such ancient technologies, but she had a history of a tracker. When you chase people for a living, you soon realize that some people just don't want to be found. Jen has seen, engaged, and defeated some of the most advanced cloaking systems in the galaxy. This is how. When she peered into the binoculars, she saw at least 100 heavily armored soldiers moving toward the installation. They wore heavily armored suits and they moved with speed. The white armor blended into the background, but the res was able to provide a solid picture. The bike's sensors were slave to the base sensors, so she turned off the connection, and they appeared on her bike sensors and her HUD. She quickly drew her rail cannon while contacting the base, but she heard nothing but static. These idiots were hacked, she thought, as the bow of her weapon rose in the snow. She fired 5 shots at the lead soldier, and it had the effect she wanted. The armor was thick and the bullets would never penetrate it. The response from the enemy soldiers was the response she wanted. They opened fire on the base, which triggered the automatic defense system. Some of those systems were optical and thermal in nature. They would be able to track the enemy units and fire on them. Through the res, she could see the enemy troops scattering and attacking the fortified targets. She was then lifted off the ground and landed on her back meters away from where she was standing. In all the excitement, Jen forgot that standing on a raised platform while wearing a bright yellow jacket may not be the best idea when they started shooting. The armor absorbed most of the impact of the projectile, but she knew that at least 2 of her ribs were broken.